Frank Villanueva is our field director back in the back as well. So we got a lot of, yeah. You were hiding in the back. Michelle. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I will introduce the first section. Several of our district executives will be doing presentations, and then I'll follow with the wrap up. So first off, has everybody got a copy of the Pacific Harbor's Join Night plan? For those online, you don't have this, so you need to contact your district executive to get a copy. So for those of you that are here and have that plan in hand, this is kind of the roadmap for how we would like Join Night to work this year. And the format's a little bit different, and we hope that it will be more effective in getting people to your meetings and help you to capture them more. And rather than having a meeting where everybody sits in a room like this and lets somebody talk at you the way I am, we're trying to change that format. The first format is we want to be a lot more informal. So I'm up here with my uniform. That's not what we want. We want people to feel like they're just like us. So you notice my name tag doesn't say, I'm VP membership down at the bottom, but first and foremost, I'm a parent. So we want people to recognize that we are not some different breed of cat there. We're just like them. So rather than wearing uniforms, I know this is going to cause some gas, but better to wear a T-shirt. If you've got a Den T-shirt or something that's identifiably scouting, wear that instead of the formal uniform, and then put the name tag on it so they know that you're there and who you are. But that's the objective to begin with. Okay, so that's the plan, and there's a lot of good information in here, and it describes how the Joining Night format is going to be. And it's designed to be an open house, and with tables as they come in, somebody's there to greet her, welcome them in, direct them to the first table, and where they sign in, and so we get their contact information, and then they go around. So Barb is going to talk about that process a little bit later in the presentation. So some of the things, there's also things in here about what you need to have in advance. Part of that is the recruiting kits, which you will be picking up as we leave tonight. And the components to that include sign-in cards, so we can keep track of the people that come. And there's a different card for each age group. So the Tiger Cubs get one color card, the Wolves another, Bears another. Then there's a kit that each child or parent combination gets, and there's some registration forms in here. There's a lot of collateral material, so you can look at those when the time comes. There's extra application forms if you need them in the package. There's some tally sheets where you can record information about the individuals, so you can keep track of if you're forming a new den. You can get all the names on the card so you can follow up with them. And then there's the form, the envelope to kind of tally up and report and turn in your registration forms and the registration fees. There's also some tent things to mark the tables as you want to use them. So that's the recruiting night kit. Several things that I want to emphasize that need to happen before joining night. First off, it's really hard on new parents to get involved in the thing if they feel like they've got to be a den leader right out of the box. So you don't want to be selling the parents too hard. So if you can get the skeleton of your pack leadership in place, if you can get a den leader for each den, then the additional parents can become assistant den leaders. Would you like to be a helper? Then it's a soft sell instead of being a hard sell. So the more, parents are busy and it's hard to take on new commitments. So make it as easy for them as possible by having your your leadership skeleton in place before they show up. You also want to have your calendar up there so they available so they can see what you're going to be doing. And you want to have show some dynamic things, and you want to be able to talk about those things so the boys can get excited about it, so the parents can get excited about it. And so if you need more help, if you're light on leadership right now and you need some more help, I suggest you go to your troops that your PAC feeds into. They've got to do recruiting as well. So it's a natural for you to go to them and ask them for help, and that will lead your boys to going to their troops, so that'll make them stronger. And I'm a big believer in den sheets. How many people here have den sheets in their PAC? How does that work for you? It's awesome. Is that the general consensus? It's awesome. Another set of hands, an 11-year-old boy, those little cubbies are going to look up to that 11-year-old boy, and they're going to follow him around like sheep. He's going to be the Pied Piper. So you can give him some assignments to do. Go out and take him through the obstacle course. So as the meeting starts and ends, you can be talking to parents while the kids are occupied in a pre-meeting activity. So try and create a relationship with the Boy Scout troops that are closest to you. Some schools feed into others. If you don't have a natural one, call somebody up and pick them up. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to lead off with. Our first presenter after me is going to be Frank. Frank is over here, now he's over here. He's going to talk to you about some of the collateral materials that are available to you to use before you're recruiting.
Well, good evening, everyone. I wanted to say thank you for being here. The fact that you're here and that you're committed to your boys, you're committed to the Cub Scout program, to the scouting movement, I mean, that's a great ground floor to start off. So what we're going to do the rest of the night is talk about how we can partner and build your units, bring more parents into the program so kids can have a life-changing experience. So what I'm going to talk about right now is how can we get the word out? We want to have the opportunity to make multiple touches with a person so that over time and as those touches increase, the message will become clear what we're asking them to do, and that's to come to a location and find out about the Cub Scout program, and once we get them there, share information to convince them that they made the right choice in coming that night and signing up for the program. Some people will need some time to process that. Some people will say, no, I don't need any time to process that. Where's the application? Here's the money. Thank you, because that's how powerful the scouting movement has been for the past 105 years. So some of those tools that we are going to provide you materials with, I want to talk first about a pizza flyer. Now, if you know somebody that has a pizza shop, or if you know somebody that has a grocery store, or someone that has a fabric shop, we are targeting right now toward the millennial mom. That's the target group that has boys that are the Tiger age, Cub Scout age boys. So we've done a little research as far as what do they want, and so when Ned talked about dumbing down our appearance, it's so that we have a friendlier appearance to them, and they are more likely to approach us with a sense of ease. But also, we want to give them multiple touches because they may receive information in ways that we're not familiar with. We've done some research on demographics, zip codes. How do they like to receive information? Is it by paper? Is it on their cell phone? Are they a Facebook person? So we've done all those touches. So we are going to offer the opportunity to promote for your Cub Scout PAC on Facebook. We're also going to offer, if we know somebody that will take a flyer from us, like I said, the pizza parlor or the fabric shop or the grocery store owner, if we can get them a supply of flyers, and I'll show you a copy of the flyer that we promote. It's a nice, attractive color flyer, and we can print information about your PAC on it, and then these we can distribute. in multiple ways. So just know that this is one touch that we make available. There are some school districts that will allow us to distribute those through the school system. And there's some schools that will allow us to do a system called Peach Jar. Does anybody have familiarity with Peach Jar? Yeah, it's an electronic system that we provide electronic copy. Oh. Oh, I get it. I know what we're doing here. And so this is one method which we can take to stores, we can take to the fabric shop. Again, we want to target the millennial mom, the person who's going to say, I want my son to do this, and take him to that join night. So that's one method, is distributing flyers through the schools, through the stores in our neighborhood, businesses in our neighborhood. The next thing I want to talk about is if you have a church and they have a weekly bulletin, we can go ahead and ask for permission to print this same information in their weekly bulletin. That's another idea that we want to just offer you, something that you can do with your local church. Another thing is we have reader boards all over town. So if you see a place that has a reader board and you know someone in that business, or you know someone who has access to that reader board, we can go ahead and promote our school night event coming up, and it'll be right there on the street for people to see. And if we get enough of those in a neighborhood, it sends a very regular message to a lot of people. I also want to talk about yard signs. So this is the yard sign that we can offer you. This can go either in front of a school, this can go on the corner of a busy neighborhood, and you can put a message down here, whatever you want it to. Well, there's not a lot of room, but something that will convey a message that there's a recruitment going on. So I just wrote in on this one a sample of Join Cub Scouts Tuesday, September 15th, 6 p.m. So this is in front of their store, then this sends a clear message. So this is another touch. Then we also have these posters that we can offer you, where it's an attractive color poster. This can go up in the school hallway. If you have a store that has a lot of traffic, this can go above a stack of flyers where they can take the information down below. But it's a nice, professionally done poster from our national office, and you can print in a small message down here. Again, I use one, Join Cub Scouts, Monday, December 2nd, 6:30 p.m., Bernie Elementary Cafeteria. Sound familiar? Yeah, we did this for a local pack here in town. So this is another opportunity that we want to offer you, another touch. And we also want to encourage, I've been hearing from a lot of people over the past month that they get a lot of their new Cub Scouts by word of mouth. And that it's, it's one parent who talks to another parent who their boys know each other. They may go to different schools, but they say, I want my son to be in my friend's Cub Scout pack. So we also have the opportunity to print and make available, or you can download off the website. You don't have to depend on us for this particular piece here. It's a peer-to-peer card in color, has a fun picture in front, and it'll have a message, Join Cub Scouts, in the front. So this is another touch, is handing these to boys peer-to-peer, or you can keep them in your pocket and hand it to people as you go out and do business. On the back side, it gives you an opportunity to print in what is the event, where will it be, what is the date, and what is the time. So then we have this opportunity as well. It's the peer-to-peer card. So, and also, I just want to talk about one other idea. If you know where there's a centrally located gas station, and if you can talk with the owner and say, can we put up a small poster? Can we place a flyer, somewhere on the post of the gas pump? That's a great opportunity. The traffic going by, the people that will stop, it's just another way that we can make another touch. The month of September is our window. This is our chance where we're going to contact people early on as they make decisions about what do they want their son to do for the rest of the school year. And as time goes on, once we get into October, November, that window that started out September 1 this big, by the time we get to November, it's about this big. So we are going to ask you to contact us through your district executive, through your membership chairman, to provide us with information of when your school night's going to be, and we'll talk about the processes of getting that set up so that we can have flyer distribution. But we want to make sure that we are doing our part to provide leadership and support materials for you so that we can have every chance to invite that Cub Scout, new Cub Scout, who will save a life one day for somebody in trouble, who will have an awesome experience as a pastor of a future church, who will be a future potential astronaut. All these things we can track back and say, because they had a scouting experience, they excelled and were able to accomplish this in life. So those are our basic marketing materials. This is what we want you to depend on us to help you with and support you with. We're going to need your information so that we can then print material, post material, so that you can then take it and use it for Cub Scout recruitment.
Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome, Ed.
Let's interrupt just for a moment. I'm Ted Woodlock, by the way. I was not introduced. You can't see me, but
We try and keep them in the back room.
yeah, we do Facebook ads as well. It's targeted essentially by zip code, so we can do that. We did that last year for a few packs, and it seemed to work for some, others not. But just again, another opportunity to get advertisement out, and we pay for that for you, and we'll usually run it for a week or two ahead of time. Yes, we do. Yep. And for those, the question was the peach jar, and the council pays for those, and we actually have a interactive flyer that we have. It's last year we did a scan, so it's a PDF, and so this year it's a real flyer with, and you click on it and it takes you to a page on our website. And we tried to make it so it's mobile friendly, so it's big and you can read it. So a lot of people look at things on their phones now.
Other question? It's a program for schools where they won't allow you to hand out physical flyers. They have an electronic version. Am I getting it right?
Yeah, yeah. And so the schools are getting out of the handing out flyers. Tacoma schools, Puyallup schools, Federal Way, I think some down south. Yeah, that switched to that, and some still do flyers. Yeah. And we do have flyers, as Frank said.
If you can do flyers, then you don't want to have anything to do with peach jar. Yes. Yes. Talk to your DE. So which district are you in? Puget Sound. So talk to Frank. Okay. So our next presenter is going to be Mark Woodman, and he's going to basically we're going to talk first about how do we get boys there, and then we're going to have another presentation on how do we get parents to the joining night. So Mark's going to talk about how do we get boys to want to come to your joining night.
So thank you everyone for coming. First of all, how do we get boys to the joining night? In my district, Mount Tahoma district, I have 7 school districts, and all 7 of them are different when it comes to school access. So these are some ideas that we came up with that are alternative to that, and so we'll go from there. So anytime as an adult you are at the school doing scout business, wear your uniform. Even if it's just a simple, drop something off, pick something up, wear a uniform. Be visible in that school community. Adopt a school. So the BSA has a program called Adopt a School program. And the basic framework for that is you adopt one of your schools, or the school that you pull from, and you work with your principal, take about, you do 4 or more service projects per year with those, with this Adopt a School program. And here's a list of 10 of them right here. Have Scout parents get involved with the PTA, PTO. Clean up the playground. Do weeding, plant trees, flowers. Sponsor Teacher Week or Administration Week. Run the book fair. Paint a mural inside the school, outside the school. Do some maintenance. Paint a wall if they need that. Provide help at school events. Ice cream socials, back to school night. Science fairs, etc. And run the Veterans Day Assembly. So those are 10 ideas right there that you can do. Doing this program that provides you with school access. So basically, you know, we're helping you out, so help us out, essentially. So that helps you with your school access, flyer distribution, boy talks, things like that. We're going to be talking about the catapult here in a little bit. But one option that we came up with, come to the school, bring a card table. Have one of the catapults out there with a small garbage bin and some ping pong, you know, ping pong balls, and just kind of, yeah, right there. And
Demonstration.
yeah. Well, that too. There you go. So
We'll do better later.
yes. So it's visually appealing, and it pulls the boys in. So that's part of that there. And then if you want to start setting up. Awesome. Okay. So have the boys invite their friends. We talked about the peer-to-peer card. We also have a thing in our council that we call birthday invitations. So it's a full-size page just like this, and you fold it like a birthday card, and on the front it says you're invited to a party, and it has some boys with their Pinewood Derby track. On the inside, we can even fill it in if you want, or we can leave it blank and have mom or dad fill it in, say, come to this school, this time, for this PAC meeting, that kind of thing. We're going to celebrate everyone's birthday, for that month, something like that. We also have one that is, it's basically a harvest festival. It's a really pretty fun graphic. It's a Cub Scout in a ghost, a ghost costume with a Cub Scout hat, on top. So, to advertise your harvest festival for that. Okay. And then have your boys wear your uniforms to school on PAC meeting days, or, then meeting days. So what we're going to have you guys watch is an example of a boy talk. So this is a very, very good one. That was, this is a scouting
Good
professional.
morning, first grade. My name is Mr. Earl, and I'm here because I have been looking all over this school. I've been looking all over the school district because I'm trying to find some Cub Scouts. And I'm hoping that I find a couple Cub Scouts in this room here this morning. So to do that, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I need you to practice the answer. And if you hear something you like, I want you to say 2 words. I want you to say, I do. Say, I do.
I do.
Can you do it? I mean, I know you can do this. Say, I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
If you hear something you like, I want you to say,
I do.
Okay. Who likes to go fishing?
I do.
Who likes to go shoot BB guns?
I do.
Who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Who likes to go swimming?
I
Who
do.
likes to go canoeing?
I do.
Who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I
Who
do.
likes to have fun?
I
Who
do.
likes to play games?
I do.
Who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Harry, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I
Who
do.
wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Okay, this is what I want you to do. Are you listening? Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in the cafeteria, we're all going to get together so that you can be a Cub Scout. Who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
I want you to be there at 7 o'clock in the cafeteria. Where? In the cafeteria. What time?
7
Are
o'clock.
you going to bring your parents?
Yes.
Because who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Now, every one of you have this little piece of paper sitting in front of you because we handed it out earlier. And right across the top in big bold letters it says, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Now, I want you to take that piece of paper and I want you to pick it up and fold it in half. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Fold it in half, and I want you to still be able to see across the top where it says, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
And I want you to fold it in half again, but I still want to see that question, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
I want you to fold it in half one more time, and I want you to stick it in your pocket. Because this is what I want you to do. We're going to play a little trick on mom or dad, okay? And we're going to play the trick because who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
When you go home today, I want you to go into the kitchen, and when nobody's looking, I want you to open that refrigerator door, and I want you to take this folded piece of paper out that says, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
And I want you to stick it in the handle of the milk jug, and then I want you to close the refrigerator door, and then I want you to just be cool. Because who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
And sooner or later, mom or dad's going to come into the kitchen, and they're going to open that refrigerator, and they're going to go for the milk, and they're going to see that piece of paper, and they're going to pull it out, and they're going to say, who wants to be a Cub Scout?
I do.
Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock cafeteria.
So that's a really good one. Okay. So a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about the boy talk itself is, you guys heard when he talked about, who wants to do BB guns and archery, that kind of thing. in this day and age, you need to be very sensitive about that, and I always ask before I do the Boy Talk at that particular school. You know, what am I allowed to say? Because I have Carbonado School District. There's 90 kids in there, and they bring their guns to school. You know, not really, but it's practically like that. So, you know, it's fine to say it there, but in other school districts, they're a little bit more sensitive when it comes to that. So just keep that in mind, and come up with some sort of a gimmick. Like, you know, he said, you know, I do. One thing that I use is when I tell them to fold their flyer and put it in their pocket, and some of the kids say, I don't have a pocket. I say, put it in your sock. You know, it's silly, and they remember it, and there you go. So the last thing that I would like to talk to you guys about is this. Remember to create a good relationship with especially the school principal and the administrative staff. Because no matter what the school district policy says, they are the key to get into that school. Okay? A couple of things. Invite them to a PAC meeting. Invite them to a hike, an outing, something like that. Bring in a box or a tin of Boy Scout popcorn with a thank you note that says, you know, thank you for all you do for, you know, for the boys in our PAC. You know, something like that. So keep that in mind, and that is everything that I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. And I'd just like to say, I did. Next on the list is David Pope, and he's going to talk about how we get parents to the meeting.
Good evening, everybody. I'm David Pope, Hilo District Executive. So parents are equally as important in this process as the Scouts, because you can have as many 8-year-old boys excited about Cub Scouts, but if you can't get parents there, it's be hard to recruit them. Also, because of changes in how we are able to advertise and stuff, Peach Jar being a big obstacle, it's harder to get the boys excited about Scouts. So if you get parents excited about it, you're more likely to get parents to bring their kids than kids who don't know anything about Scouts. So anyway, there's different ways that you can get parents excited about Cub Scouts. And one of the best ways to do that is to invite people you know to Cub Scouts. So who in the audience, even out in online land, I can't see your hands, but who knows parents of Cub Scout age kids that aren't in Scouts? Anybody? People, a lot of hands out there. So obviously you guys are enthusiastic about Cub Scouts. Number one, you're here. Number one, you're in Cub Scouts. So you should be inviting them to Cub Scouts. And it's not so much boys doing peer-to-peer recruiting, but you recruiting your peers and their kids. And it's as simple as saying, hey, John, why don't you come to the PAC meeting, bring Steve with you. It's a really good time. You can come check it out. And if you're interested, it's a great time to join Cub Scouts. And there's a lot of other methods as well. Social media is great. One of the things that we've talked about previously is electronic flyers. We'll be giving you access to the electronic flyers so you can even share those on social media, along with the Facebook ads that we're going to help you put out as well. Invite people using this electronic media. Share it with your friends and have them share it with other people. Share it on your school's Facebook page, all sorts of good stuff like that. Different methods where you can invite parents to come to Cub Scouts. Parents are a vital resource. Obviously, you guys are parents and you do a lot of volunteering for Cub Scouts. How much better it would be if you had more parents volunteering for Cub Scouts. So invite parents to go to Scouts. And the Boy Scouts actually has different tools that you can use to spread the message. One of the things that National does is they have a marketing department. They put together all sorts of awesome resources. One of the things we're going to talk about tonight is a testimonial video. On Facebook, you can do your own testimonial, type something out, or if you are really awesome, you can make your own little testimonial video. But we also have a testimonial video that you can just take straight from National's website and put it onto a Facebook post. And Ted has got this very video spooled up, and so I'm going to disappear for a minute. We're going to watch a couple-minute video, and I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Michelle Collins. We are involved with PAC 191 and we have a Webelos Scout. Scouting for us has made a huge impact on our son. My son looks forward to hanging out with his buddies, growing together, and all the neat things that they get to be involved in. Scouting truly does make the most of the time that we have with our child. They grow so fast, but Scouting provides a family opportunity to be involved in something that makes a difference in our son, that he will carry with him through his adult years. We could be involved in a lot of different things, but with Scouting, we are truly involved as a family. We're letting him grow independently, but he's under our wings still, and it involves all of us as a family unit. And it really does bring us together and capitalize on the little bit of time that we have left with him before he is grown and out the door and on his own.
I think you can tell me about great by the way the
If you're out there and you're on the fence about making a decision to get involved with Scouts, I would love to encourage you to give it a try. Find somebody who is involved and connect with them so that you can begin to experience all that Scouts has to offer for your family.
So obviously, looking at that video, that was one parent talking to a bunch of parents and trying to make that emotional connection about how they feel about Scouting and how it impacts their family, not just their son. And that's really the key. Sharing the Scouting program is caring about the Scouting program, and you'll probably hear about sharing is caring quite a bit because that's kind of one of the focuses we want to have. But share your family's Scouting experience with other families, and it'll invariably draw them towards Scouting. One of the things that we, as a council, along with Seattle, have going on here in the next little bit is we've produced some videos in conjunction with Seattle and the National Council with moms from our own council and their experiences in the Scouting program with their son. And so in the next couple weeks, we're going to be actually having a very strong social media push with these videos. Actually, 3 of the moms that we highlighted in the videos are actually here today. And you'll find out more about those guys in a couple weeks. But they have really powerful messages on how Scouting changed their son's life and their family's life. And it's going to be really exciting for you guys to be able to see these and be able to share those with your friends and your extended social media network, because it's really the emotional attachment and the emotional effect that Scouting has on families that is going to spread the interest in Scouting. Few last notes on getting parents involved. You're all involved in a PAC, and the PAC has its own little network of influence, charter organizations, whether you're PTA, you're affiliated with a church, or whatever. There's a network of families inside that charter organization that may not be aware of, Scouting. And so if you're at a church, put a bulletin up on your bulletin board or in your flyer you get every week. Spread it through the PTA, whatever organization you've got. Try to reach out in that organization as well. Basically, anybody you can talk about Scouting that you know and can influence, you should be sharing that with that parent so that they can know the benefits of Scouting. That's pretty much all I have for getting parents involved. Anybody have any questions?
Well, sure. The 11 Moms
11 moms.
is the program, the videos. And September 15th is when the first one will debut, and one each day after that. So we ask you to, we're doing a direct mail piece, so you get a postcard mail to help you understand how to share. How many people have Facebook accounts? People? Some. All right, good. So we ask that you like the page and then share those videos with your friends. So it's really good stuff. We've seen a couple of the rough cut videos, and it's a powerful message, as you guys know.
And if you can get everybody in your PAC to do the same, social media is a momentum kind of thing. So if you want something to go viral, you get enough people doing it, and then you start bumping up on the vision schemes within the social media arena. So if people are Googling things, they're going to see your video potentially if we've got a lot of people going. So our 11 moms from our council are actually going to be talked about on the national level. So if we can introduce these videos one a day, and the best time, the studies have been done, the best time to present them are if you share them between 1 and 3 in the afternoon, then that has the biggest impact. So if you can get everybody in your pack to share during that time period, think about how many friends you know and how many family members you know, and the people you share with you may live in Puyallup and you may be sharing with family members over in Federal Way, but there may be people in Federal Way that are sharing with family members that are in Puyallup. So again, you build that momentum and you get things going great. Yes. September 15th is the date. So there'll be one coming out each day after that. So if you can go on there every day and share those videos, then that'll be a powerful tool. Everybody in the council will be getting a postcard that directs you to the website. So I won't share that with you now because the website isn't even available yet. But you'll be getting that before too long. Any last questions? Okay, next up is Barb Perez, and she's going to talk about our joining night agenda and format.
I am Barb Perez, and I'm the Glacier View District Executive, and I am going to talk about the join night format. But you know why it's 1 to 3? Because that's nap time, and that's when moms get online. So that's why it's a popular time. Makes sense, doesn't it? It should be the old soap time, right? So you did your flyer campaign in the schools. So you've got boys that are excited to join Cub Scouts. You have pushed it out. You have your join night schedule and the night join night scheduled, and the night comes, and that's tonight. So how are you going to set it up? It used to be the kind of old model was that somebody would talk about the join night and talk about your pack and talk about how great your pack was, and you had the 2-year-olds and the 3-year-olds in the back of the room kind of going crazy, and then moms and dads got impatient, and so that model didn't work very well. So Ned, in his wiseness, has come up with, in conjunction with others, has come up with a model that will work very well for your join night. And I think Ned talked about in the beginning why we're all not in our field uniform. And so lots of studies have been done to show that when you approach as a new parent to a new pack with this new boy who's all excited, and you walk in and there's all these people in their field uniform, you kind of feel a little intimidated, like they're the bosses from council, right? So if you're in your t-shirt with your name badge that says parent of a scout, mom of a scout, dad of a scout, whatever, they can better relate to you because you're a parent on their level, which is really what you want to do. So as you set up for your join night, I told Ted I needed a Vanna, but I'm going to try to draw on the board. So you want to start out just like we had it modeled in the back. For those of you that aren't here, I'll draw the picture. So as you enter the room, you're going to want to start with your welcome table. You can have somebody at your welcome table who's just going to welcome people. Hey, welcome to our pack. Here's how we're going to do it. At that table, you should have a sign-in sheet. And at that sign-in sheet, you should capture their name, their phone number, their email address, the age of the boy that they brought with them, or the ages of the boys that they brought with them. So you can capture that. So if they don't hit any other station, you've at least capture that, and then you can call them and follow them up. That would be great if you were my Vanna. Thanks. So they can start at the welcome station, and then the rest of the whole room is really set up however you want to set it up. So you want to start with another station will be your den leader station. So who would you have in a den leader station? But a den leader who can talk about what happens in your den time. What happens with your boys when it's Tuesday and it's den meeting time? What are they really going to do? You'll then move to another table. That's your activity table. So at the activity table, guess what they should be putting together? The catapult, the activity. And you should, in conjunction with Ned talks about kind of your feeder packed to your troop, you should talk to your troop so they can send you some really experienced boys who are skilled at building catapults so they can help build catapults with your younger guys who come show up for that night so they can get excited and see all these bigger, like, oh, they're so cool Boy Scouts. You can have a static display or a display station so that table really can be manned or not manned. So your pack does a lot of stuff and you have a trifold board with all that, or you have a laptop set up with pictures flipping through of what you've done for the year. You can have somebody at that station or don't have somebody at that station. That really doesn't matter. If you have somebody at that station, have them excited about the activities that your pack does and the pictures that are up there and what you do and how you can get boys involved. Next, you should have a pack information station. At the pack information station is where you should have information about exactly what happens in your pack. So are there additional dues, your calendar, whatever happens specific to your pack should really be at the pack information table. Then, application and fees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, but the pack display was, so that's the extra that I threw in there. So there's 5 stations. So application and fee station. What do you think we do there? We take their application and tell them about their fees. So once they get to that station, in theory, they've already gone to the other station. But the cool thing about this approach to doing your join night is that they don't have to start at any one place and move in a series to go on to the next one. So if somebody, like someone mentioned earlier, they know they want to join scouting and there's not a question and they just want to come to the join out, fill out the application, pay you the money, and get out, they can go right to the application and fee station, do the application, and they're done. So gone are the days of the join night at your pack that lasted till 8 o'clock. Okay, you were exhausted at the end with tired babies and bored little people in the back of the room. So again, they can move through any of the displays in any way that they want to, and you should man the displays with folks who have knowledge of what's going on at that display. So it would be ideal at the application and fees to put your pack treasurer at that station. That would be ideal. And that's it for my join night agenda. Did I miss something? They can come anytime, right? So you have your join night 6:30 to 7:30. So that if they don't get there till 7 o'clock, it's really not a big deal because they didn't miss anything because they're hitting all the tables. So those people who get stuck in that great I-5 traffic, really doesn't matter if they show up at 6:45, 7 o'clock. So your join night scheduled from 6:30 to 7:30. That's what time you're there. That's what time people can come in and go as they please. That's it.
Thank you, Barb.
Thank you.
Okay, so a couple of other things that I'd just like to add. Again, we've talked a little bit about the catapults tonight, and those don't go out to anybody that drops by your join night. Those are an incentive for completing your registration form. So in terms of the flow, I'd like to propose a little bit of a change. The activity thing, I would put back in the back behind the tables, and you've got some of your Boy Scouts or your other Cub Scouts playing with the catapults back there. The catapult kits sit up here at the registration table. You hand in a registration form, you get the catapult kit. Then the parents go and the child go back here to the activity area. There's somebody there to help them assemble the kits and put them together. Another footnote about the kits is these things are the way you put. There's a lot of different ways to put these things together. So that our professional staff has been working with these things for some time and have worked out a lot of the bugs. So when I first put mine together tonight, it shot a ping pong ball about 3 feet, about 4 feet in the air and about 3 feet long. Well, they have doctored my my thing here. Actually, we've already got a broken rubber band on this one. So that they really do have some oomph to them. Let me use this one because that one does appear to be a little bit the worse for wear. But they are pretty durable. Oh, come on, Ted. So as one of your activity, you can have the trash can sitting over there and have the boys trying to hit the trash can. So the cubbies coming in the potential cubbies coming in are going to want to see that, and they're going to want to do it. And hey, Mom, get me a catapult. Well, how do they get a catapult? They fill out a registration form. Yeah. The catapults are an incentive provided by the council. They are absolutely free up to a point. So if you think you're going to have 10 new boys joining, you're expecting to have 10 boys at your join night, then you would request, I would suggest you request 12 catapults from your district executive. You can get 15 if you want, whatever the number is. I would spring as a pack for a couple of them so that you can be playing with them when the boy comes in. So after your meeting, within 3 days, and again, we get to the administrative part now, within 3 days, you should return as many as you got. And by return, you have to return either a catapult or a registration form for $9. So if you get 15 catapults from your district executive and you get 10 boys join, then you get 10 registration forms. If you use 2 for your promotion and you bought them within your pack, then you turn in $18 and you'd have 3 left over, so you'd give 3 catapults back. Everybody clear on that? Perfect. Okay, so that's the administrative part. So I want to talk about what happens after the join night. So we just talked about one key piece to it. We've got to do the bookkeeping. You need your treasurer to total up and fill out the forms and get the registration forms in. And you see these district executives, and our district executives work really hard, but we don't make their jobs easy for them. They have to call us 25 times to get our Friends of Scouting handed in, and 15 times to get our rechartering package out, and now we're going to do this. So they're going to have to be calling about that. Don't make them call you. Do it expeditiously, hand it in. And then our district executives will have the time to do more stuff for us. They're not going to sit on their hands. They're going to be doing good things for us. And do we want them to do administrative bookkeeping type stuff, or do we want them to be helping us with our program? So, again, help them help you. Okay, next thing you want to do is follow up with the people that didn't join. You're going to end up with some cards that didn't translate into registration forms. So you don't want to let any of those go without some follow-up. So, 3 days later you haven't made contact with them, go ahead and fill out the paperwork, hand it in, get them to follow up with the other parents. If they sign a registration form later, we'll get you another catapult. But we want to get the catapults back because there's other packs coming. We've got a limited number of catapults, so we can't afford to have 20 with this pack and 20 with this pack when they only needed 10 apiece, because when we get down to the tail end, we won't have the catapults available for the packs that are having their join night. So please help us do the administrative part of that. The next thing you need to do is, part of your process is to recruit more help. How many packs here have all the adult help that they can possibly use? For those of you online, I don't see a single hand. I wouldn't expect to. You can always use more parental help. So part of the process is to try and recruit additional parental help during the course of this. So once you get that help, once they get signed up, get them trained. You know, before they can meet with the boys, they've got to do their youth protection training. All the Cub Scout training is online now, so there's no reason why an enthusiastic parent can't get all trained in one evening. Not a big deal, but make sure they do that. Get them trained. The next thing is retention. If you have a great join night and a lousy program, and you don't do much, then those boys are going to drop out again. So we lose as many as 40% of our new entrants because something happens. We don't want anything to happen. So have that calendar laid out beforehand and execute it. Make sure that there's some really good activities to start off with. So if you have your join night in September, make sure you have a wonderful activity in October so that you cement those boys in your pack so that they've had fun and they want to come back. Another thing I'd like to point out is when have you finished your recruiting drive? Never. So, you know, if you've got, you know, every pack probably has 4 kind of special activities during the course of the year. You've got Pinewood Derby, you've got the Blue and Gold Dinner. Well, make those recruiting nights and have your boys invite their friends. If you have a birthday party, you can have a birthday party with a Cub Scout theme in it, and every boy that comes to the birthday party is a potential Cub Scout. So you say, hey, did you have fun at my birthday party? Oh yeah, I had a great time. Come back next week, we're having another party. So again, recruiting never stops. If a new kid moves into your, you know, I'll tell you how I got started in Cub Scouting. My oldest son, we moved to a new neighborhood, and he was in 1st grade. And one of the kids in his elementary school class, you know, he goes to school, he knows nobody, he's intimidated, he's a pretty shy kid. One of the kids says, hey, want to come to my Cub Scout thing? Bang! We had a Cub Scout in our family. So anytime a kid moves, you get a new kid in your kid's class, hey, he's a candidate. You know, he needs friends, and where can he get friends quick? Cub Scouts. So that's a great opportunity. So anyway, be creative. Think about ways to reach out to your boys' friends and neighbors. You know, you see a moving van down the street, go say hello. You know, offer to help carry some of the furniture inside. See if they have kids. Hey, come on down. We're having a Cub Scout meeting. Come on down to my house on Tuesday afternoon. Popcorn selling? There you go. That's enough. I haven't sold popcorn in a few years, so that didn't occur to me. But when your boys are out selling popcorn, they're going to run into other kids. Hey, what are you doing? Invite them in. So, and again, we've got the program with the 11 moms posted. You know, this is a new endeavor for our council. We have an opportunity to see how this works, and if we all jump on board, if we can agree to jump on board amongst this group and start sharing that, and we can start getting people to like it, then the reach of that kind of a program is astronomical. And in the past, there's been a lot of negative publicity about Scouts, and you know, our policies have taken care of most of those objections to Scouting. So share it and see what you can do to extend that throughout. So again, give some thought to how you're going to do this with your pack. We've given you some suggestions about how to do it. Tailor it for your own group. You know, you may not want to have this many tables because you've only got 3 leaders. So if that's the case, then modify it however you need to, or go get some more help. You know, contact that Boy Scout troop. Any questions? Okay, has this been helpful tonight? Sure. first place, but he and I have been working on this for 6 months now, I guess, maybe more. And Ted's been the interface between myself and the council staff. So he's done a wonderful job, and the product that you've seen tonight is in large part a result of his hard work. So again, let's give Ted a hand. Okay, as a Cub master, I always said I was the king of the cheers. So let's give our whole professional staff a cheer. So everybody stand up, and we're going to do the washing machine cheer. So the washing machine cheer goes like this. Okay, let's go. Everybody, and you can use that. The boys like that. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. If there's questions, anybody online with any questions? Yes, questions.
August 25th, 2016. So we out, put this on your head calendar, it's Boy Scouts, mentors, and even Girl Scouts in town. It's watched over at Fort Lewis.
One more comment. The program tonight was recorded, and it'll be posted on the council website. So if somebody wasn't able to make it that you run into, you can refer them to the website so they can see it there. Thank you again. I appreciate all you do for boys in your neighborhood. Thank you.